looks pretty, just like a big old party. You do. I went to a party last night. I did. And we played the kissing game. Well, you all know how to play the kissing game, don't you? They draw a circle and the girl stands in the circle and the fellers kiss her or they pay a fine. Made myself $11.50 last night. I did. They say kissing spreads germs. Well, I ought to be the healthiest old gal in Grinder Switch. Well, I ought to be, because I went to revival all last week. All last week I went to revival. And on the next to the last night, the preacher came up to me and he said, Miss Minnie, you've been so faithful coming to revival that on the last night of revival, I'm going to let you pick out all the hymns. So the last night of the revival rolls around and I'm up on the stage like I should be, and the preacher turns to me and says, Miss Minnie, have you picked out all the hymns? And I said, yes, I have. I picked him and him and him and him. Yes, he did. Well, I bet y'all wonder why I always bring Stringbean with me. Yeah. Well, he's kind of like a chaperone. See, my feller Hezzy, he says, well, you go up there to Heron, them fast fellers in Heron will kiss you at the drop of a hat. Well, I bet I've dropped my hat 100 times and that ain't no takers yet. But anyway, we rode the bus up here from Nashville. And while Stringbean was getting the luggage, I stepped outside to get a breath of fresh air, and this man come up to me and he poked a knife in my ribs and he says, lady, give me all your money. He did. And I said, well, I ain't got no money. And he says, well, I don't believe you. I'm going to have to frisk you. So he frisked me down one side, and he frisked me up the other, and he said, well, lady, you were telling the truth. You ain't got no money. And I said, no, but if you do that again, I'll write you a check. Oh, and I forgot to tell you at the revival, all the young'uns, it was so nice to see all them young'uns coming to revival. Well, Miss Orson Tudwell, she has 16 young'uns. I've talked about her before. And they was all there every night. And Miss Tudwell was telling me about one of her young boys named little Timmy Tudwell. Oh, those boys are ornery. But anyway, she was mixing up some tapioca pudding for the Ladies' Society. And she had heard the phone ring, and so she left the kitchen, and little Timmy Tudwell, he comes in there to get some BBs for his BB gun up in the cupboard in the kitchen. And he reaches up there to get the BBs, and the lid fell off, and they all fell in the tapioca pudding. Why, he's a-picking them BBs out of that tapioca pudding, and he hears his mama coming back. So he runs out to the kitchen, and here comes Mama, and she's stirring it up. Next day, Miss Bessie Smith, she called Miss Tudwell, and she said, Miss Tudwell, what did you put in that tapioca pudding? And Miss Tudwell said, well, Miss Smith, you ought to know, it's your recipe. Why? And Miss Smith said, well, this morning I bent over to pet the cat and I shot the canary. All them young'uns, they are just so ornery. But anyway, I was talking about us riding the bus up from Nashville, and well, we was walking from the bus station here. We just love Heron. It's such a pretty town, all the big fancy buildings downtown. It's all nice and clean. And we was walking by the Catholic church, and the priest was out on the steps. And I walked by and said, hi, Father, is Mass out? And he said, no, lady, but your hat's on crooked. Now, the other half will get that on the way home. Well, Stringbean, why don't you say howdy to the folks?
Howdy, folks. I'm awful happy to be here.
Sorry about that. Stringbean, I've got a proposition for you. Let me dig it out. I got 50 cents right here, And I bet you I can kiss you from 3 feet away.
Everybody knows you can't kiss me from 3 feet away.
Oh, now String, I got 50 cents right here to prove that I can kiss you from 3 feet away.
Let's see you do it, Minnie.
Okay.
Minnie, you kiss me, but you're
And here's your 50 cents.
Minnie Pearl and Stringbean here at the Southern Illinois Opry.